Hey, how are you? Hope all is well today, tonight, whatever time zone you're in. If it's not me and it's not
If it's not me, then it's not you. It's a we thing.
period. So here today, I just wanted to touch bases on a couple things that's been on my mind. Cause I know I'm looking good over here. What about you?
Yeah, I'm looking good over here too. You got this
Yeah.
mask on. Yeah,
Yeah,
got
I
this.
like your grit. You look a little
Yeah,
spicy.
yeah, you do too.
The number
Yeah,
one topic today will be masks. We all wear them. Sometimes it's uncomfortable. Sometimes it just get real. I mean, hey, life,
yeah,
real is what it is.
that
And
is
just
so
to
true.
start combo off, I wanted to touch bases on why do you feel like people wear masks?
Mm, good question. Good question. Well, on my point, I think people wear a mask, because they hide their true, authentic self. Sometimes it can be fear. Sometimes it can be what you think the perception of people are going to think of you. Um, it can be the mask can be worn because hey, I filled out for this job and I gotta wear this mask because I know I may not be able to fill the requirements of the job. So let me mask it so I can get through it. You know, um, but people wear masks for a number of reasons. There's so many different reasons people wear masks. People wear masks to hide fear. People wear masks because hey, they may be fear of losing a friend. People wear masks because family issues, friendship issues, job issues, life issues. So people can wear a mask for a number of reasons. The question is, yeah, you may wear a mask, but would you ever feel safe taking that mask off and it being your authentic self?
Okay, I get it, and I definitely can agree. But
Mhm.
some people, I ain't gonna lie, some people they find it a little harder than others to not be able to resist that mask, and that shows bruises and cuts and a lot of damage within their inner self. Right or wrong?
That's true. You're right about that. Some people hide those bruises because people can be very judgmental when you take your mask off. The people can be very judgmental when you take your mask off, whether they see bruises, whether they see hurt, whether they see pain. So people wear those masks, I believe, to me, just to hide those things. You know, um, it's just a well love. You might know somebody who's a funny person and they laugh all the time. So they might laugh just to hide how they feel. They may
Mhm.
make a joke to hide how they actually feel. There's so many different aspects of a mask and why people wear them. Um, like for prime example, people can wear a mask because of rejection.
Okay.
Rejection can be a big thing for somebody, so they're gonna mask it. They may not like getting rejected, so they're gonna wear a mask because rejection can be rejection for them can be a hurt, part of pain. So they wear the mask to hide the fact, oh, I don't like rejection, so I'm gonna mask it. Other reasons why people can wear a mask, people can wear a mask because of uh, uh, trauma within family. Let me wear the mask to cover the trauma from what has happened within my family trauma, so I can get through life. People wear masks just to get through life. You
Yeah,
know,
that definitely is true.
and at the end of the day, behind closed doors, you can take that mask off and be your authentic self. Why? Because you're sitting with yourself. You're not sitting with anybody else. You're not sitting with a friend. You're not sitting with a family member. You're not sitting with a partner. You're not sitting with your children, you're sitting by yourself. So when you're by yourself, you can take that mask off. Some parents wear masks to mask certain things to keep it away from their children. Um, they might mask certain situations and say, okay, well, I don't want my children to be around this because of this. So let me mask it so I don't have to explain it to them to maybe years down the line. Um, I know for me, I I don't like rejection. Rejection is not my strong suit. Um, I know for me, when it comes to rejection, I might laugh it off. Yeah, but sometimes it hurts. Rejection hurts. So I might laugh it
Yeah.
off. That's my mask. That's my mask when it comes to rejection. There are I wouldn't say there are so many different. How can I put it?
Can I ask a question?
You sure? Go ahead.
Okay, I've always felt like us physically disabled, if you're in the whole disabled community, I'm
Hmm.
talking about you. But overall, just us right off the bat, I always feel like right when you see us,
Hmm.
instantly we're judged. Or instantly the conversation changes. Or
Yeah.
instantly it's always the next motive. I've
Hmm.
never felt like nobody just intentionally got to know me or what I'm about without
Hmm.
just looking at my physical appearance.
Because
Now,
most.
do you feel like that will always be, or do
Yes.
you feel like
Hmm.
genuine people just don't exist no more?
I believe genuine people do exist. I believe they are hard to find in this generation, in this day and age. They are very hard to find. Um, I believe that, yeah, when people see us, the first thing they see as a disabled person, they're like, oh, this disabled person this disabled person that. But what people fail to realize that I've learned from somebody today that, disability, we are actually disability for real to me that I found out today is a culture. Um, and when I say culture, meaning we learn from each other. You know, you have the hip hop culture, you have the R&B culture, you got the gospel culture, you got the urban culture. But when it comes to being disabled, we have our own culture. We have our own way of doing things. And when we are around other people that's like us, that is disabled, we can drop our mask and take it off because why? They understand. They understand what we got to go through every day. They understand that when we get up, we hurting and we in pain. They understand that we have our days where depression will kick in and we don't want to move. Um, so when you are around another person that's disabled, that mask automatically comes off. You are able to be you.
Okay, that I definitely would agree. I kind of wanted to give you a scenario.
Okay.
Say, say I'm this average regular person just walking down the street,
Mm-hmm.
and you going by doing your thing, minding your business,
Mm-hmm.
and I happen to see you drop something behind you.
Mm-hmm.
So I turn around and just say, "Hey," you look back, you look back at me, but I don't say anything at all.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still paying attention to what you dropped.
All right.
Now, are you willing to be like, "Hey, da da da," finish the conversation off, or do you go minding your business?
Um, it depends on the person's demeanor. Um, Normally, if that was to happen, I would finish the conversation off, especially if the person is helping me and I didn't know that I dropped something. Yeah, I'm gonna tell you thank you, I appreciate it, and they're gonna say, well, you're welcome and keep it moving. Yeah, but that'll be the close of the conversation. But more or less, I'm pretty much a person that will finish the conversation unless their demeanor says otherwise.
Yeah, I gave that scenario because that can go in 1,000 different ways.
Yeah,
That
it can.
can lead into the person paying more attention to what you dropped than to
Hmm.
let you know you of course dropped something. That could
Right.
lead them into getting in contact with you just to use you. That
Hmm.
could lead into somebody mistreating you. That could lead to all type of things. But the bottom
Most
line
certainly.
is, I very much dislike when people put on these masks to be these certain individuals and they can't just show their authentic self. That's one thing I honestly do not like. And
Okay.
then is this image, before you start talking, I'm sorry, is
No, go
this
ahead. Go
image
ahead.
of this normal person or this perfect person? And in my mind, I'm still thinking, where?
Hmm.
I've never seen that person in my life.
Right, because it goes like this. You will never really see, you'll see an authentic person, but sometimes you won't. And the reason why you won't see that authentic person is that, y'all, in order for you to actually see the person for who they truly are, sometimes you're going to have a blow up situation. And when you have that blow up situation, it's like, there's that person that's been behind the mask that's been hiding this whole time. There it is. You just had to nudge it, or something had to go on for that person to actually come out. So it's not a double-edged sword, but it's like the win lose or draw situation. You might win and find an authentic person, but then you might lose because the person that you thought was authentic was actually wearing a mask the whole time.
Okay, and that I definitely can agree. And I wanted to bring another kind of scenario or another topic into your mind for a second.
Okay.
Okay, say I'm dealing with a certain somebody, or
Mm-hmm.
no, let's say you're dealing with a certain somebody,
Mm-hmm.
and you get to know him, and you done spent this person done spent enough years in your life. Y'all got what y'all got going on. That's that.
Mm-hmm.
Trust is there. To you, trust is there.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. It's just this one specific day, stuff started hitting a little different.
Mm-hmm.
What you thought you saw and what you thought you felt was real. But
True.
then once you start asking questions and trying to unravel some things, that's
Mm-hmm.
when the story flips. Now you're the problem. It's no longer what you thought.
Right.
So what are you doing that?
What do I do when it comes to that? When it comes to that, when the story flips, I mean, to me, they already they done showed this. When that happens, you've been with somebody for so long, and you think you know somebody, but you never really know that person really. And it takes, like I tell anybody, you can say you know this person for 10 years. You can say you know this person for 5 years. You could actually say this person, you know this person for 20 something years. But if you don't take the time to watch the person's every move, what they do, how they say, how they talk, you don't know the person. You're just going through the motions through the day. You're just going through, okay, I know that this is my person, but uh you know nothing else about them. You don't know what they like because you don't pay attention to them. Um, you don't take the time out to understand them. Only thing that you have between y'all two is, hey, that y'all two are together. So, in retrospect to what you said, you know, in order for you to know a person, yes, this it comes back to that thing again, that you have to take that mask off. You have to take the mask off. You have to have those uncomfortable conversations. You have to have those conversations that's going to make you feel, oh, here we go, we're going down this road. I really don't want to go down there because it's going to make me feel uneasy. But that's how you learn the person. That's how you understand the person. That's how you figure out the person when the person is not around you. It's a whole different slew of things for you to get to know the person. Sometimes you have to be in tune with that person when they're not feeling their best on that day. Okay, I know my person's not feeling her best today. So hey, something's off. Like her demeanor's off. The way she talks to you, the way she look at you, or his demeanor's off because he doesn't do what he normally does when he walks in the house. He may walk in the house and hey, hon, hey, love, give her a kiss, and today he didn't do it. So what's off about that? What is he not? What is he covering up that he doesn't want to tell me that has me hurting or that has him hurting? You know, he could be covering up a million and one things, and he may not tell you those things because he doesn't know how you're going to receive it. So he has to mask it to keep going. Um, I believe even when it comes to friendships, when it comes to relationships, when it comes to family, like I said in the beginning, people wear masks all the time. The question is that these people need to ask themselves, are they willing to take their mask off and be their authentic self? It may be good, it may be bad, it may be great, but are they willing to take the mask off to be who they truly are and who they want to be? You know, all in all, sometimes in order for you to be your authentic self,
You're right, connection. I cut you off. You're right. I don't know what just happened, you guys, but hopefully he taps back in. I don't know what just happened. I don't know if it's Wi-Fi. I don't know. I'm just trying to figure it out. I just see. Ah, okay, he come back in. Are you all right? I don't know what is going on right now, but it keeps changing. So some of think he's trying to get back on with the link that I sent him. But until he comes back, I'll just speak my piece. Um, right now, I feel like I'm literally playing with this mask over and over and over. So it's just time to take it off. Yeah, don't mind me. I was combing my hair out, I watched it, whatever. But one thing I kind of wanted to shoot to, his attention was, what if you're that genuine person? You can call it mask on or mask off. And you actually really care. Like, everything is like, you're genuine. And, oh, he came back. He came back.
I'm back. Let me hook my AirPods back up.
Okay, now what I was trying to shoot to your attention was, what if you're just the genuine person? You're trying to get understanding and
Hmm.
have this whole idea in your head to some suit. You're trying to see that it's actually real. So you're asking certain questions. You're trying to figure out what's right, what's wrong, whatever, whatever.
Hmm.
But for some reason, it started getting a little sticky. And when I say sticky, what I mean is certain avenue. You know, like if you go down the street and it's a dead end, you know
Uh-huh.
you're not gonna get nowhere else, right?
Right, of course.
So in that scenario, just as far as speaking, what I'm
Hmm.
saying is, if I know I ask this question, the answer I might get might not be what I want to know, or
Uh,
might not be what I feel like I want to
you want
deal
to
with.
hear, right? Mhm.
That's when like I cut ties.
Yeah, you just respectfully bow out and respectfully walk away. Um, sometimes you have to do that.
Yeah.
Sometimes you have to respectfully bow out and walk away.
Yeah.
It's when you respectfully bow out and walk away, it's more so of you keeping your sanity, keeping your peace, and keeping your mind in perfect alignment with yourself. Um, it's okay to walk away when things are sketchy and things are not right. You have that right. Especially if that person is being, especially if that person is wearing a mask and they're not taking it off. Some people don't want to be vulnerable. Some people do. I believe my personal opinion, if you can be vulnerable and open up and be yourself, then you can get somewhere. If you can't do that, then that is a whole problem within itself because then both parties going to feel like, oh, she's hiding something or he's hiding something. I believe when you step into something, no matter what it is, just lay it out on all on the table. Is it going to hurt when you lay it on the table? Yes. But leave that decision up to the other person and leave it up to the person who's telling you what it is. You got to leave that door open for that person to make that decision. Oh, this was just told to me. How do I feel? Give them time to process that information. And once you give that person that time to process that information, because then they can make that decision because now you've taken your mask off, you are being your authentic self, and you have dropped your guard. So
Yeah.
once once you drop all of those, what's left? There's nothing left. Now you can even take that information and build with it and understand it, or you can take that information and say, guess what? This is not for me. So all in all, you have a decision to make as a person, as a person and as a human. But when it comes and when it comes to speaking of mass that we're talking about today, even when it comes to a person with a disability, we as people with disability, including myself, we wear masks every day. Um, Like I said before, we only take those masks off when we are comfortable with people around us. When we are not comfortable with people around us, we're gonna wear that mask around you all day, every day. That's what you're gonna see, that's what you're gonna get. Until we feel comfortable to say, hey, I'm taking it off. Um, but then again, it's the part of once I take my mask off as me being a disabled person and I'm showing you myself, my authentic self as a disabled person and as a person with a disability as a human. How are you going to treat me any different now that I've showed you who I actually am? Are you gonna act funny towards me? Are you going to make me feel like I shouldn't have told you anything? I should have just bombed it up and kept it to myself and kept my mask on because you gotta look at it like this. When people in general, disabled, non-disabled, young, old, when people meet people, they they say I'm shy. Yeah, they're shy. That's a part of being shy is you wearing your mask. You know that I'm shy. I don't want to. I'm shy. Yeah, you're shy because you have a mask on because you're afraid if I tell this person that I have this going on with me, are they going to switch up on me? Are they going to not want to talk to me? Are they going to not want to be around me? All these things that you think that are going to happen, they may happen and then they may not. You know, it all depends, but you have to decide as a person, as a person with a disability, and as a human to decide if you want to take your mask off and show your authentic self. Because one thing that I've learned, you can't always show everybody your authentic self. Why? Because sometimes when you are your authentic self, they use it against you. You
Yep.
know, and when they use it against you, you're like, damn. I shouldn't have never showed that person my authentic
Yeah,
self.
I shouldn't have
I
never
should have,
did it.
I should have never showed that person my authentic self. I should have kept my mask on because that person treated me better when I had my mask on versus me taking it off. Um,
and not to cut you off, I've had my journey of taking my mask off too early, too soon, or maybe even too late. And it's
Mm,
always the woulda, coulda, shoulda. Always. It's always gonna be that. And I've also learned no matter what I go through or
mm-hmm,
however I go through it,
mm-hmm.
always just be truthful to myself. And
Yeah,
as long as I know I didn't come at you in no type of way or
mm,
I didn't give off no ignorance or no whatever, I'm cool.
right,
Because I can leave the stage knowing I did no wrong
right.
at
But
all. And that's just it.
but you can leave the stage thinking that you did no wrong, but at the same time, other people can leave the stage thinking that you did wrong. Because why? Once again, if it's not broken down to a way to a person can actually understand it and reciprocate it and analyze it the right way, it can come off in a whole different way.
Yeah, and
And
I get exactly what you mean because I remember a time we had spoke about mental. Not everybody sees everything the way you see it. Or not
hmm hmm
everybody takes the same situation the way you would take it. So
right.
I definitely get what you mean by that. I
hmm
definitely get it. And that will also like make me aware to like so much more than just myself.
hmm
And what I mean when I say that is I've become so open minded about a lot of things and certain perspective and a whole lot more. And
hmm
it's just so man, it's crazy.
You
It
know,
that's the answer it is. It's crazy.
it's beyond crazy. Like, mm, a mask can serve so many different purposes in people's lives. It can.
Yeah,
Having
because
having a mask can make you laugh. Having a mask can make you cry. Having a mask can make you feel uneasy. Having a mask can make you say, "Hmm." Hmm. Having a mask
it
can have
can
good
do
intentions, and
everything.
having a mask can even have bad intentions. It's all
Yeah,
in. I believe it's all in how you use it.
yeah,
It's all in how you use it. A mask can be a tool for many different things, and sometimes it that's just what it is. Sometimes a mask can just be a mask without any intentions.
yeah.
Um, I believe that it a mask can be your best friend
Yeah,
depending on how you use it, and a mask can also be your worst enemy.
yeah.
Um, retrospect to Matter of fact, retrospect to the president who's in office now. that man,
I didn't think we was gonna touch on that.
that man wears a mask every day. He wore a mask when he wanted to get in office, telling everybody what he was going to do, how he was going to do it. Yes, he did do some things that he said he was going to do, but at the same time, he he's wearing a mask as the president. He's not really his authentic self.
Okay, I definitely can agree on that
So
statement.
if he's not his authentic self, maybe he doesn't know how to be, you know. Um, but from my perspective, from what I see when it comes to him, I see the only thing that he wants is he's looking at the money aspect, the paycheck. He wants to so he wears a mask every day when he goes to these different countries, telling these people what they want to hear, and then when he gets back to the States, it's I didn't say that. So if you didn't say it and you was wearing the mask, so who said it? He wears a mask every day he gets on camera, or he puts his staff in front of the camera to be his mask, to buffer the things that he's done. Wow.
Okay.
So,
And I mean that I feel like that just that particularly. I mean, particular conversation can go a lot more places
oh
and a
yeah, oh
lot
yeah.
of
But we really not going to touch on that right now. But you
yeah,
know,
we can do that.
you know
Yeah,
that's a whole nother show. Um, but a mask is just that, a mask. You know, Now, how you use it is totally up to you.
yeah, and
Totally up to
that's
you.
that's real. That's definitely real. And I ain't gonna lie because uh I was thinking about like this whole smart city agenda or this whole project 2025. And I was
Hmm.
just thinking in perspective of actually having to wear a mask. And even though that sounds so not me, but
Hmm.
realistically, I might just have to.
Yeah.
Because hey, I'm already talked down on because I'm black. Then
Hmm.
10 times more I'm talked down because I'm disabled. Then plus that, people hit me with all kind of everything else, and then
Hmm.
it's like I never win.
Speaking of another reason why people wear masks, even when you get the bill collectors calling, you change your voice, so you masking your voice for not the person that you really are, the bill collector. We've done that. We've done that in this society where we've changed, we've masked our voice because the bill collector didn't call, and we don't feel like dealing with the bill collector.
Yeah.
You know. Sorry, you've got the wrong number. This is not so and so. Well, really it is. Really, when really for real, it really is. Um, so into retrospect to all of that, yeah, a mask is just that. A mask is what you wear, but how you use that mask and which way you use it is totally up to you.
Yeah.
Totally up to you.
And since you wanted to kind of go in the silly era, I wanted to ask, have you ever worn a mask where you felt like you needed to get something and that's the only way you could get
Yep. Mm-hmm. I've done it.
it?
I've worn a mask. I've worn a mask when it comes to sometimes getting to know people when I go off of their vibe. Um, if I know if a person has a good vibe and a good intention, I won't wear a mask. But if I know that that person's vibe is not good, I'm gonna wear my mask all day, every day, especially when I'm around that person. You know, but it really comes down to how you use it. It really comes down to what you use it for because that's just what it is. It's a mask.
Okay, and I wanted to ask a little bit of a deeper question.
Okay.
Have you have you ever had this conversation precisely with your child or children?
No.
Because I feel like every day that we live, somehow in some way we all need some type of mask.
This world within itself is wearing a mask. Honestly, if you ask me,
I mean, yeah, I can agree.
this world within itself is wearing a mask.
So I mean, is there any? Well, I can't say it like that. Do you feel like there's anybody that's just intentionally themselves?
Yeah. hmm I have friends that are genuinely themselves. You know, I've had friends that are genuinely themselves, and I've had friends that are not genuinely themselves. Um, like I said again, it's all in how that person wears the mask. If they choose to take it off, or if they don't choose to take it off.
Have you ever cracked the mask before?
You said, have I ever what?
Cracked a mask, like cracked it, like to where they had to
Oh,
show
to
the.
where they had to take it off? Yes. hmm
Yes.
hmm
Now, how did that make you feel?
Um, it made me feel. I felt okay with it. I felt okay with it, but at the same time, I was a little uneasy with it. Because when you make a person crack their mask and take it off, you never know how they're going to react to anything that they do.
Okay.
So I mean, I was okay with it, but I was also uneasy with it. So sometimes when that happens, you gotta walk on them eggshells and listen to them crack under your feet until you get to that safe point.
Okay, and a lot. What's one life lesson that came from cracking that mask?
Never. The life lesson that I learned from cracking that mask is never assume that what's outside the mask is under it too.
Okay.
Because what's on the outside of that mask is one thing, but what's under it is a whole different thing. It's a whole
Yeah,
different thing.
and I definitely can agree. I definitely, by means, can agree with that. Anything else you want to touch on, or
Um, I just say this. If you're gonna wear a mask, wear it the right way. If you're gonna wear a mask, wear it for good intentions, not bad. And never be afraid to take your mask off to show your authentic self and to show who you really are.
and with him saying that, you never know that authentic person that you uncover or you show, people might actually love. You never
hmm
know until you try.
That's so true. That's so true.
And back to what we were saying earlier, sometimes you gotta wear a certain mask to get through certain things in life.
That
That's
is
just
true.
the way it is.
That is the way it is. That is the way it is. That is so
But
so true.
overall, just know you and know what's best for you. And yeah,
hmm Yep. And another thing, never let nobody force you to take your mask off when you're not ready.
yeah, it absolutely. Always be uncomfortable. If you feel like, oh no, it's not the right time, not yet, then it's gonna be not right now,
Yeah.
not yet.
That's just like speaking of being uncomfortable. Like I had a friend tell me, they were like, "Well, you have to be comfortable. You have to be uncomfortable to get comfortable." And the crazy part about it is, I never knew what they meant by that until I was actually uncomfortable for me to get comfortable. So you know, that's the same way wearing the mask. You have to be uncomfortable to be comfortable taking your mask off.
Yeah,
That's really how that goes.
yeah,
Um, you know, it gets you to thinking sometimes, and sometimes you be like, dang, oh, wow, you know, life is life is a big mask sometimes too. That's
yeah,
exactly what it is. You know, sometimes we
yeah.
gotta and sometimes we gotta bob and weave people's masks because
Yeah, that's true.
you can't always entertain you can't always entertain everybody's mask. You can't.
Yeah, and with them saying that, I want to say be careful because
Yes.
some people will show you some underlying hidden truths about
hmm
themselves or specifically yourself that you probably never wanted opened
hmm
or noticed or whatever, and that'll create a whole situation of something you don't want to do with.
That is true.
What's up?
That is 100% true.
Yeah, just be careful. Stay true to yourself. And when it's your time, it's your time. Don't let nobody pressure you to doing nothing you don't want to do. Uh, yeah, and I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah. And everybody, don't let
Say
nobody
that
come to you.
again.
Said, don't let nobody out there catfish you and come to you with a fake mask on. Cause you'll
Yeah,
know the genuine mask and you'll know the fake one. And sometimes you'll know the ones that is painted on. Um, I guess, ladies and gentlemen, we will see
catch
you
you tomorrow.
tomorrow for another awesome episode.
Yeah, see you later.